History loves its heroes simple, polished, glorious, clean. But the truth? The great ones are jagged. They inspire and alienate. They save lives and spend them. In the cauldron of the Pacific Theater during World War II, one man rose to shape America's amphibious victories. He changed the very way the Marines went to war, and he left a trail of both admiration and resentment. They called him Howlin Mad. If this video made you see things from a new angle, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hero or Villain, and share this video. Thanks for watching. The visionary, Holland McTyeire Smith, was born in Alabama in 1882, far from any ocean. Yet his destiny was to master the sea's deadliest edge, the beachhead. When Smith joined the Marines in 1905, amphibious assault was an afterthought, a desperate gamble in military planning. Landing troops under fire was chaotic, costly, and often suicidal. But Smith had an instinct for reading both the sea and the enemy. Long before most commanders imagined it, he foresaw that the next great war would hinge on taking fortified islands, fast, before the enemy could regroup. By the late 1930s, while others debated theory, Smith drilled reality. He built training programs that blended naval gunfire, air bombardment, and rapid troop landings into a single, synchronized strike. The goal? Overwhelm defenders before they could adapt. When the Japanese swept across the Pacific, Smith's doctrine wasn't just a plan. It was the only plan that could work. Tarawa, Saipan, Tinian, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, names etched in history, one with blueprints drawn in Smith's mind years earlier. To supporters, this foresight made him a genius. To detractors, it made him dangerous, because genius in war often comes wrapped in brutality. The commander who wouldn't blink. Smith believed in speed. In combat, hesitation was death, and he was willing to destroy his own career, or someone else's, to keep momentum alive. The most famous example came at Saipan in 1944. The battle was vicious, the Japanese dug in deep. Smith believed the U.S. Army's 27th Infantry Division, commanded by Major General Ralph C. Smith, was moving too slowly and jeopardizing the operation. So he did the unthinkable. He relieved another general mid-battle. To the Marines, this was proof of his ruthless commitment to victory. To the Army, it was an insult, a slap across the face of inter-service trust. The incident triggered one of the most bitter public disputes between branches in U.S. military history. And Holland Smith never apologized. The dark side of decisiveness. Speed wins battles, but it also multiplies mistakes. Smith's critics accused him of charging forward without enough reconnaissance, sacrificing lives for headlines and timetables. At Tarawa, tides and coral reefs trapped landing craft hundreds of yards from shore. Marines waited in under machine gun fire, many drowning or being cut down before reaching the sand. The three-day battle was a victory, but at a cost that shocked the American public. At Iwo Jima, Smith's relentless pace pushed men into withering fire against an enemy dug into miles of tunnels. Some officers privately questioned whether each day gained was worth hundreds of American dead. Smith admitted privately that he was willing to be hated if it meant the mission succeeded. He once said, "In war, there are no prizes for second place." But to the men in the surf, prizes weren't the point. Survival was. The legacy that burns both ways. When Smith retired in 1946, he left the Marines as a full general, celebrated in headlines as the Father of Amphibious Warfare. His training methods became the gold standard for decades. Yet beneath the medals lay a fracture. Army officers who had served alongside him remained bitter. Some Marines quietly resented his single-mindedness, even as they respected his skill. To this day, military historians split on the verdict. Some see a man who shortened the Pacific War by months, maybe years. Others see a commander whose stubborn pride strained alliances and cost avoidable casualties. The truth, perhaps, is that he was both, because the kind of leadership it took to win those beaches was never going to be gentle. Sketch of the day. Today's artwork comes from Daniel in San Diego, a split portrait of Holland Smith. On the left, he stands in crisp marine dress blues, medals gleaming, eyes calm, a commander in total control. On the right, his face is shadowed, jaw clenched mid-command, a storm of smoke and fire behind him, the beach littered with landing craft and fallen men. Two halves of the same man, half savior, half executioner. Entirely unforgettable. Final thoughts. Howlin Mad Smith didn't just change the way America fought. He changed the way it thought about winning. So, was he the hero who saved countless lives by forcing the war to end sooner? Or the tyrant who treated soldiers as pieces on a chessboard to be sacrificed for position? Perhaps both. Because in the unforgiving calculus of war, the leaders who win are rarely the ones who let morality slow them down. They bear the cost, in the lives they spend, and in the questions they can never fully answer. And maybe that's why history still can't decide whether Holland Smith was a savior or a warning. Until next time, stay aware, stay questioning. Zooming out. If this video made you see things from a new angle, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hero or Villain, and share this video. Thanks for watching.